Hello, you're listening to ReedyGeeks, a Walt Disney World podcast. My name is Andrew, and I'm joined today by the Tide Pod JJ, who does laundry on the last day of his vacation.
I mean, I think that's just the way to go. It's just smart.
And for the first time ever, we have a guest host, Honorary Geek, Michael Ferrara.
Good evening.
If you have a good title for my co-host after listening to this episode, please send in your ideas to ReedyGeeks@gmail.com. In today's episode, we're having an intimate evening with Michael, our honorary geek and a Disney local. Okay, so today we are with Michael Ferrara of Celebration Avenue, apartment passcode 3 if you want to get into his house. Michael, how you doing?
Hey, great. Now that the entire world knows my address and passcode to get into my house, come on by anytime.
If you're an honorary geek, you get doxxed.
Yes.
It's great to be here with you guys. Thanks for having me.
And we would like to assure our audience that we have never met you before. Is that true?
Absolutely accurate. I actually don't even know why I'm here.
No, we found you at Celebration Avenue.
Oh, right. You came. I've been doxxed before, and that code has been out in the internet for some time. But now it's. I'm excited to chat Disney with you guys.
So now, Michael, you actually are related to me, though.
I am. Yes, okay. We are related through not blood, but through marriage.
Marriage is what brings us together today.
So I married your sister.
You did indeed.
First question, how do you feel about that?
I love it.
Yeah?
Absolutely. You're a great guy.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, we're very happy to have you as a part of the family. And you know what, JJ, you're an honorary family member as well.
I love hearing that. You guys are a very kind family.
Okay, so Michael, you live in Orlando, correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, so we can consider you a Disney local?
You can consider me a Disney local, yes. I actually originally moved down to Florida in 2021 to Celebration, and I think you all have my address now, to be closer to the parks. And that is as close as you can get without spending $1 million plus to get into Golden Oak, so... That's a dream one day.
We can dream.
Yeah.
We can dream. What's Mega Millions at right now?
Mm-hmm.
Please use promo code ReedyGeeks
when you're playing Mega Millions?
When you're playing Mega Millions.
When you're playing anything, really.
So how often do you get to the parks?
When I originally moved down there, it was interesting, right? If you recall, Disney paused the annual passes. Which,
right.
Insert screaming noise here because that was terrible. So for my first 4 months in Orlando, I didn't have an annual pass. So I'm not going in very often. And it wasn't until that September, I believe it was, that they released the annual passes. I, of course, immediately bought one. And I started to go at least once a week, just out of the pent-up desire from not being able to go those first couple of months, not having an annual pass, and not wanting to drop $120 or whatever it was to go to the park. So I would say we go now at least once a month. I live a little bit further out from Celebration.
Better than me.
So has your strategies in the park changed between being a local and being a vacationer?
Absolutely. It's and I think also there's another side to this coin here where, once you've gone to Disney multiple times, you're more familiar with what you like to do, what you want to do, what you maybe not need to do again and again and again, and so you can start to leave things out. But the nice thing about being local is you can pop into the park, and being local and having an annual pass, pop into the park, do one thing, and leave. And it's not like you wasted your entire vacation because you didn't, you're only there for a couple of days and you paid all this money for your tickets and your resort and all that. So it's totally changed how I approach going to the parks. And yeah, one of the benefits is not feeling guilty for taking my time or doing less.
Yeah, because even though I have an annual pass too through the DVC Sorcerer's Pass, right? But I spent money on a ticket. This is my vacation. I still feel like I need to go in and make the most of this day. Rope drops, then see the nighttime spectacular. But I guess if you were just going in, for an afternoon, like that's nice. Pop in, pop out.
Totally. And then, you also have to say, how many times am I going to watch Luminous? How many times am I going to watch Happily Ever After? Now, we recently rewatched both of those after having seen them multiple times. They're good. They're, Happily Ever After I think is great. Luminous.
I haven't seen Luminous. I love Happily Ever
Yes,
After.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think I need to see it every time. So if I want to, if I'm like, I want to pop into Magic Kingdom and ride Tron. I got the virtual queue. I don't feel like I need to stick around to see Happily Ever After. But I've seen it, 20 times, maybe more. So that I think also adds to the benefit of being local. I mean, and of course, New York's great, or wherever you live in the world is great. So if you can only make it to Disney for your vacation, then, you want to hit the ground running and do as much as you can. But there is that added benefit of being able to go as often as you like, and then you don't have to do everything every time.
Yeah, like instead of watching Happily Ever After, maybe you ride Tiana's during that time.
Oh, yeah. Seven Dwarfs, which is almost
Seven
impossible
Dwarfs.
and you don't want to wait on that line in the heat,
Or ever.
Yeah, whatever. Truly, yeah. It's a good ride, but it's like, I don't know if it's worth 80 minutes ever.
It's the problem that exists with the other family roller coasters, especially the newer ones. Slinky and Seven Dwarfs have a real line problem.
Oh, big time. Yeah. And they have a heat problem too. It's hot in that summer heat. And sure, they put the little umbrellas on the queue to Slinky, and it is in the shade, but humidity has
Does not have humidity?
The shade does not discriminate against humidity.
Oh, shade. Okay.
We took the scenic route. We got there. We got there.
Phew, boy, hottest 4th of July we've had in years.
Since becoming a local, has anything lost its magic at the resorts because you're now a local and you see it all the time?
Yeah, that's a good question. I do think that there's always, even if you're going for an hour, you still get that feeling of like, wow, I'm at Disney World. This is the happiest place on earth. And more often than not, the people you see there are happy because they're on vacation and they're choosing to be there. I guess I have a lot less patience for crying children and, people who are being rude, because I think, having gone so much, there's no excuse for being rude. Everyone's hot. Everyone's, trying to have the best vacation that they can possibly have. And I think we all need to remember that a little bit more, not to get like.
I understand what you're saying with the rude people. There are special breeds of people that are maybe a little too entitled or a little too aggressive about trying to have this perfect trip, and they get such tunnel vision that, they're yelling at a cast member, they're ruining their kid's day, and it is definitely something that stays with you when you see it.
Yeah.
When you watch it happen.
Oh, yeah.
Like the people that are there clearly for themselves and not for their kids, but they bring their kids, right? And they're using their kids as like, oh, this is why we're going to Disney World. But like, well, then if you really want to do what, if you're really here for your kid, you'll spend the day on the splash pad back at the resort, right? Because that's what your kid wants to do.
Yeah, chicken fingers and French fries, splash pad. Yeah,
you're not taking them to the Yachtsman or or to this fancy sit down restaurant.
Right.
That's not what they want.
And that would also ruin everyone's time at the sit-down restaurant.
Yes.
Is the kid crying about not having food that they like there.
And probably being tired from not sleeping enough and hot because of how hot it is. But that may not have been a great answer for the overall question of like, when you're going more and more because you have an annual pass and you're local, does it lose the magic? And I think for me, it hasn't. When you show up to Disney World, it's like everything else you can kind of forget about, right? And that's part of the immersion aspect of Disney World. When you're on that property, it really is a world, like you're in a universe that Disney has created in a bubble or whatever, however you want to call it. And I have not felt that.
So going down Main Street, USA, you still get like the same feeling.
You got that pep in your step.
Yeah, I got the pep in the step, I would definitely say, and having a bucket of popcorn. A big fan of Casey Corners vegan hot dog is very good, plant-based hot dog. And that's something I always look forward to doing.
Did you know the Friar Nook has a vegan brat?
I did not know that. Is
Yeah.
it the same as the German pavilion in Epcot?
Oh, that's a good question.
Ooh, I bet it is.
I mean, the baseline Tap House pretzel and the Germany pretzel is the same pretzel.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Okay.
So
Sauerkraut at the.
I've never actually had it
okay.
myself. I heard about it.
So speaking of vegan hot dogs at Casey's Corner, do you have another Disney World resort, a favorite food, something that you've found yourself, even when you go to the park just for an afternoon, you're like, you want to be nice to get one of these?
So that's a great question. Definitely the vegan brat, and so for everyone listening, I'm vegan, and so I look for plant-based options at Disney World.
So everyone can just turn down the volume for the next 2 to 3 minutes.
It's actually nice to have a vegan correspondent. We get the inside track on that.
Official vegan correspondent.
Yes.
I like that.
But when I started going to Disney World as an adult, 2018, I wasn't vegan, so I can speak to non-vegan options as well. And I would say the pizza at Via Napoli has typically been amazing. So that is a huge one, and I do miss that. Unfortunately, cheese being a dairy product, not getting that. But I'd say the vegan brat in Germany is now become a staple. I get extra sauerkraut on the side, and they serve it with these like Old Bay potato chips.
Oh yeah, those are good.
So good.
Yeah.
So that's a highlight. And then, continuing with Epcot, the festival booths during the festivals, which it seems like there's always a festival going.
Yes.
They do a wonderful job in incorporating plant-based options. There was an Impossible meatball wrap kind of situation for the last Food and Wine, which was really, really good. And
I think I had that with you.
yes,
That was really good.
Really good.
Like a restaurant you're into?
We used to go to Topolino's regularly when we were pre-vegan. And
Pre-vegan.
our favorite thing to eat there was the ricotta, which that French baguette style bread and the olive oil that they do, and then for a main, the sole, which absolutely wonderful dish. Potatoes, other vegetables in kind of like a vinaigrette sauce, but so nice.
And that's at the top of Riviera, right?
Correct. Yes. Yeah. At the top there, that restaurant.
All right. How about drink? Vegan doesn't necessarily stop you from drinking.
No, that's true. For sure. I have to shout out the Italian pavilion with the espresso martini.
You turned us on to those.
Yes. So good. So good.
And it's in the back there, though, right?
It's in Tutto Gusto's wine cellar. And I believe that's the name of it.
Close enough. If it's not.
You said that with such confidence that it now is the name of it.
It has to be.
Disney just changed
They
it.
changed it. It's on the front of there now.
We were just there because we wanted to check out their wine list. We've been getting more into wine, and we're like, okay, they got a bunch of this Italian wine, and we had a really great Nebbiolo and Barolo that weren't on the menu. So make sure to ask if they have anything by the glass that's not on the typical menu there. The bartenders are super great. And then a close second that we experienced at this guy's bachelor party over here at Olga's Cantina was the Gold Squadron Lager and their Jet Juice. That's a great combination of two drinks.
Yeah.
You hit that 2-drink minimum quick.
Yeah. Real quick.
What's your favorite park of the four? Oof. I mean, we've spoken a lot about Epcot.
Yeah. Epcot is so good. I do love the pavilions, and I love Guardians. I think Guardians is Disney World's best ride currently. And what's nice is you have a great combination of thrill rides and just like chill. Living with the Land, rocks. I love that.
Such a good ride.
So good. It's so good. The tune at the end is a banger. And just like it's air conditioned, it's slow, it's chill, and then Soarin' even is great too, right? You know,
Your mom's favorite ride, right? Like everyone's mom's favorite ride.
Exactly.
Soarin'. That was like that's like a thing.
You skip Figment because you don't want that song stuck in your head. Imagination in your head is a ruined day. But you know, and then of course, like I said, the pavilions. You know, if you're partaking in drinking alcohol, it's fun to drink around the world or drink partially around the world at the places that you want to drink at. Because no one, you don't always need a Viking cold brew or whatever.
Yeah, it's hard to add a chocolate milkshake to 10 alcoholic beverages.
Yes,
But it's so good.
It's so good. And I will split that with someone if they were like, I want that frozen earth. Like, I'll drink some of it.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so we were just talking about your rides. I'm actually surprised by the Living with the Land. I don't know if we've ever have we ever gone on that together?
I'm sure we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure we have. Yeah.
Well, what ride do you think is underrated in Walt Disney?
Ooh. Well, yeah. I mean, that's certainly one that I think a lot of people overlook. But I do think there's like a bit of a cult following with it, right?
There's definitely a cult following for that ride, just like similar to the People Mover.
Yes. Oh, hot dogs on the People Mover. Shout out to that guy. What an account. What an Instagram account.
A real visionary.
Yeah. I mean, who would have thought of that?
Yeah. I mean, the fact that he sometimes brings in closed packs of like Nathan's or Ballpark. What are the names of hot dog companies? But, and like does these whole, setups, like whether it's Christmas themed or Easter themed. And it's amazing.
Wonder if you could do that with any other ride, like shrimp tacos on Living with the Land. Right? Or actually, shrimp tacos on Nemo.
On the Nemo.
Yeah.
Mahi tacos on Nemo.
As we established, it's the ultimate apex predator move to eat fish in front of fish.
Eat fish in front of
Wow,
fish.
yes. That is asserting your
dominance.
Yeah, you're as a human. I guess you could do a spinach salad on Living with the Land.
Oh, God.
Sunflower seeds.
Yeah.
We did it! Let's eat!
How about overrated rides?
Ooh, that's a good one. First coming to mind, I'm all Epcot today, and sticking with that, it's Test Track. I personally think people think it's great, and they will wait the 60 minutes plus to get on the 60-second ride, and I don't think it's worth it. I like how Radiator Springs is set up way better now. Not to go into Disneyland, which we could probably
Disneyland has the better rides.
yes,
overall.
Yeah. But so I just don't think it's very creative, and I know that they're working with the sponsor there, Chevrolet, and all that, or whatever it is, GM.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the new one because Test Track 2 was. I totally agree. The first Test Track, there was something fun about the crash test dummy.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally.
But
I had a good pre-show, too.
yeah, great pre-show.
Right.
But I think it's part of its flaw is that let's take you out on this racetrack and go the speed that you drive.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Well, and I'm not even in control of the car,
Right,
That's
right.
half of the fun of driving 60 miles per hour is I'm the one behind the wheel. And then another thing I hate about it is this single rider aspect and the configuration. So you have single rider plus the 3+3 configuration of the ride car. So if I'm by myself, okay, I'm winning. But if I'm in a party of 2, if I'm in a party of 4, I'm getting paired with two strangers. It's totally impacting the comfort of my ride. So another flaw.
Yeah, those aren't the largest seats, even though they are accommodating seats because it's just seatbelts.
Yes.
But yeah, you can definitely end up kind of not too dissimilar to like a plane trip. You can end up with a stranger, shoulder to shoulder with a stranger. And in the Florida heat, that's not ideal.
Yeah.
Right, totally.
Okay, so do you have anything on your bucket list experiences now that you're a local?
Yes. I do, and I was just recently able to indulge in that, which was a fine dining, beautiful experience at Victoria and Albert's. Yeah, which I highly recommend. Obviously, it's a
Michelin star rated.
Yeah.
I was about to say
Victoria,
the Michelin
Albert's.
star rated.
yes. It's not something you're doing every day, or maybe it is, and good for you. But
Mazel tov.
it was wonderful. I would love to do that again, but it was just such a lovely experience to eat at a renowned restaurant. The food was fantastic. The wine pairing was fantastic, and yeah.
Is there anything remaining on the bucket list?
So yes, I was just going to say, remaining on the bucket list, I would like to rent one of the boats.
Oh, yeah.
And take one of those out and either do a fireworks show or just putt-putt around Bay Lake or whatever it is.
Fireworks show definitely on my list.
Yes.
But maybe it would be a nice way to celebrate something and then also like a new fireworks show.
Mm-hmm.
Although Happily Ever After is a great show and we've all seen it a lot. So like that's actually
Yeah.
probably better that it's a show that you've already seen because it's a different presentation of the same thing you already know.
You don't necessarily need to see all the projections anymore because you've seen it so many times.
Right.
That, and we were there for July 4th, and we watched in the crowd right up by the castle, and that was the most incredible fireworks show that we've ever seen. And we saw every boat. They even brought in extra boats going out for that as we were walking over to Magic Kingdom. That would be something I think worth doing because you're not really getting the whole projection thing that you're going to miss out on from.
It's just the music and the fireworks, which you get on the boat.
Yeah.
You know what I would actually love to do? Like that would be great, but you can't drive those boats during that time. I think Disney has someone on the boat that's driving it, but during the day, I believe, as long as you're still allowed to do it, I think you can take out the boat yourself and drive around. And I think that would be very cool to do.
And then go to Discovery Island, break in, get a lifetime ban. Perfect.
Yeah.
The perfect day.
There's a podcast episode. All the ways that you would get a lifetime ban.
Oh, that's a good, yeah.
Well, that's a fun topic.
What would you do to get a lifetime ban?
Right.
Well, what would a lifetime be ban worth it for you? Like, you know. Okay, so, all right, so you were on Long Island, you moved to Orlando. We've talked about your favorite food, drinks, right? Your favorite park, how it feels now to be a local. What about any tips? Now, after all of that, what tip could you share with us? Your favorite tip?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I think still one of the most remarkable things that about Disney World is that they allow you to bring in your own water and your own food. Numero one, when we're thinking about going to the park, is prep and bringing in hydration.
Bring a snack, bring a water bottle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. So we always think about that, and they're getting much better with refillable water stations around not only the parks but at the resorts.
I think that's a legitimate complaint about Disney is that technology has existed for a long time, and it's not expensive. And guess what? If they put all those fill stations in, then it's less pressure on the people at quick service restaurants filling up these little cups with tap water because everyone will just know.
Right.
I'm going to bring my Stanley into the park and I'll be able to fill it up with tap water whenever I want.
Yeah. Now those hydration stations though are so warm. The water is
unfortunately some of them are warm. Yes.
Yeah.
Occasionally you'll get one.
Yeah, but you walk in with a Stanley full of ice, it'll stay for a decent amount of time.
That's a good point.
That's a good point.
Through at least the hot part of the day.
Right.
It'll probably melt by 3 p.m., but
yeah.
You'll make it through the worst of it.
Stanley JJ. Yeah. I know my title for next week.
There it is.
Actually, I'm Brewmate JJ.
Brewmate JJ. All right.
Sponsor up our podcast.
Yes.
Promo code ReedyGeeks when you get to brewmate.com.
I also think another thing too that people should just think, start to try and think about it is when you're going to Disney, it's just take your time. Everything is going to take a lot of time. There are lines, there are people, everyone is in the same boat. They want to have a great vacation or a great day or a great experience. So I think patience is a really good virtue, as always in life, but especially when you're visiting a Disney World park.
And sometimes the funnest thing you can do is the path of least resistance, right? Like you just said, you love living with the land.
Yeah.
And guess who would never know how great of an escape that is? The person that's so hell-bent on riding Test Track and Mission Space and Cosmic Rewind and the Frozen ride and wasting all their hours waiting online instead of experiencing all the extra stuff, the little escapes, the little,
nooks and crannies.
And I think that's kind of what Disney World does better than any of the Disney parks that I've been to, is that there are nice little escapes in the parks.
Yeah.
Which doesn't exist in Disney Hollywood Studios right now. But besides Muppets 3D, which is perfect, never change.
But to that point, JJ, that person that's go is going to get on Living with Land thinking like, oh, this is going to be great. So many people recommended it. And then it's like, wait, this is it? Like, this is it?
Right.
Like,
it's a slow,
I'm wasting time here. I'm wasting time.
It's a slow, relaxing experience. But I think that's important in order to enjoy a day. Your day should have ebbs and flows. And when I was younger, I would go back to the hotel and go in the pool.
Yeah.
And then come back to the park after
Only
dinner.
way to do it. Yeah.
But if you're gonna rope drop, that time where you would have gone back to the pool, if you're in Magic Kingdom, go on the Carousel of Progress, go on the People Mover, do the Country Bears.
Filler Magic.
Yeah, Filler Magic, of course.
Great.
Maybe take the boat ride over to Wilderness Lodge and go to the...
Geyser Point.
Little home away from home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love that place.
And also Disney's great for people watching. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Sit on a bench.
Yeah. Sit on a bench, right.
In 100 degrees.
Yeah, well, maybe not.
right next to a statue of Walt Disney.
But, the whole swag situation, too, is fascinating, right? You have such a shift in everyone, wearing Disney swag in the park, and everyone's checking out everyone's swag. Oh, I like your shirt or whatever. And it's so cool to see all these independent shops create really unique merch that you can then, don or wear in the park.
Yeah, I agree. I have a lot of non-official merch that I love that I wear all the time, even when I'm not in the parks, because I think it's just really cool, and I like to support people that are trying to make things happen.
Yeah, creators.
And again, promo code ReedyGeeks. I'm not going to name names until they sponsor the podcast, but try it.
Just put it in there.
What's the worst that can happen?
So
They charge more money.
50% increase.
that would be amazing. We should just work with companies just to do that.
Like an April Fool's thing. We have a real sponsor.
They added money. Straight donation to us.
It costs $10 more, baby.
So JJ, one of my favorite things that we're doing on this episode is a new segment. And I kind of want to introduce this segment. We were lucky enough to work with God himself to make it rain outside in order to trick my wife, Emily Ferrara, into coming into the house. And so I would like to welcome Emily Ferrara onto the show now.
My one and only sister, Emily Ferrara. Come on
this
board.
Has now become a family affair, Emily.
Yeah.
So you have to...
Hello.
That's all you got?
That's my beautiful wife.
Favorite ride?
Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Hot take.
Emily, what's your favorite place to drink?
Baseline Tap House.
Very
Okay.
nice.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And that's all we need for Emily. She was great.
Thank you, Emily.
I can't wait. This is going to be a great reoccurring segment, everybody,
Yeah.
where we trick Emily into coming on to the podcast. It's going to be great.
Well, we didn't trick anybody. That was the Lord's work.
That was.
It just started pouring outside.
I mean, it is great that we have a direct phone number, though, for God,
Yes, yeah.
Anytime I need something done, just dial that up.
Not everyone can get that, You have to be a geek.
You got to be a geek. Can I? We're gonna re-record this whole thing, right?
Yeah, this is just a dry run.
Yeah.
You're coming over tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to call out sick from work.
Actually, we booted your tenants out. We're moving upstairs.
He'd love that, actually.
I'm raising rent.
Really?
On you.
Oh. Come on. Well, I'm not using that ReedyGeek promo anymore.
No, actually, every time you pay, you have to use promo code ReedyGeeks in order to
No wonder my rent's going up.
He's adding 50%.
Every time. No, I want... That would be amazing. A promo code that adds money. the guy's like, what? Adding money.
And I think you should leave Skit, definitely.
100%. Write it in.
Okay, Andrew. Do you think we got time for a game?
I do think we got time for a game.
Okay, great.
I love games.
Oh, I forgot to ask Michael if you want to play a game. Michael, are you in? Okay. I gotta get my head around introducing this thing without saying 1,000 times.
Literally your first word.
First thing I said.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to apologize for our slight technical difficulties, but I do wish to assure you that no one was hurt and this theater suffered only minor damage.
Okay, gents, I got a little game for you. I'm tentatively titling this, What's Your Fantasy? Hotel Edition. In this game, we're going to do a fantasy draft and build our ideal resort with the following categories: location/transportation, lobby, bar, quick service, sit-down restaurant, and pool. So these 6 categories, we're each going to draft one, and we're going to use the pre-existing resorts that are at Walt Disney World currently. Once a resort has been used, it is eliminated. So prioritize and plan accordingly.
So if I use, as an example, if I use Beach Club's pool, Stormalong Bay, then no one else can use, say, Beach Club's transportation and location.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Those buses blow my brains out.
Yeah, but what about walking to Epcot?
Is walking transportation?
I think, I would say location/transportation.
Got it. Right.
Is the category. So if you were picking Boardwalk's location, you're right next to Epcot,
Sure.
you're right next to the Skyliner, and then the rest of the resorts you have a bus.
Excuse me, the 6th best ride in Disney World, the Skyliner.
Sorry, I didn't use its full title.
I'm out of here. I quit. Skyliner's absolute trash. Absolute garbage.
6th best ride in Disney World.
Yeah, and then it lightnings and the whole thing blows up.
So does Everest.
I'd rather die in Everest.
And you think you're about to die when you come down the hill?
I'd rather die in Everest.
Skyliner hating Michael.
That's it.
I like it.
Okay, so back to the game.
Hating.
Oh, jeez.
Gotta write that down for next time.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, let's go back to the game. Does anyone have any other questions about the logistics of the game?
Should we also mention that we got rid of the DVC resort areas of current existing hotels? So we kept Saratoga Springs because that itself is its own hotel. But we got rid of, say, Bay Lake Tower, and we're considering Bay Lake Tower just contemporary.
Right, so if you wanted to use an amenity of Bay Lake Tower, it would count as both Bay Lake Tower and contemporary out. So you could use an amenity that's technically in the DVC portion of a resort. Like, let's say you like the Kidani quick service at Animal Kingdom Lodge, and you want to use that as your quick service pick.
I actually don't have a quick service.
Ooh.
It's missing. It's like terrible.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, the pool.
Now I'm a
The
fool.
pool bar. The pool bar.
Yeah.
Pool bar.
I mean, I guess that's technically quick. But you're right. If you're picking something at Bay Lake, that counts as contemporary.
Right. Bay Lake, let's say that the bar that's on the roof of Bay Lake.
We're all already winning because there's 3 of us, and there's 3 monorail resorts.
Oh, I'm not picking a monorail. That's my transportation.
Oh, wait, you picked the Skyliner over that? My
The 6th
God.
best ride in Disney World, Michael.
I'm going to tell my sister to divorce you.
She'll listen.
She will.
She listens to God.
You're just an honorary geek.
You don't have his direct number yet. You can't run with the hunters.
You walk slowly.
Cut to the next episode where Michael's introducing the whole episode.
And that's what you get.
Okay, Andrew, I believe you have a spinner to decide who goes first.
Yes, and so
Or
we're
who decides where they're going to draft. Because it is a snake. So it's 1, 2, 3,
we're
3, 2,
snaking.
1.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys in this snake thing, you know.
You're from Florida. You're supposed to love snakes.
Why did it have to be snakes?
So the first pick is going to be JJ.
I'm going to go last.
Wow.
I want
You
that
did this last
wraparound.
time,
I
too.
love a wraparound.
Yeah. Remove JJ. Okay, so now it's just Michael or Andrew. Here we go. Spinning. Michael.
I'll go second.
You're second. Okay. So then that means I'm going first. All right. I like that because I don't want to be too far. Oh, no. I'm going to be very far away from my next
Yeah.
pick. I like middle.
You
I
like
the middle.
you like the middle.
Yeah.
I like an end, and I usually like the value you get with getting the fourth.
Yeah, that back-to-back is nice.
Yeah. 3 and 4.
Unless
is
there's a
good.
real like obvious one.
Yeah.
Like in a fantasy football draft.
Right.
I like the one.
Typically.
Right.
Okay. You know what? I'm just going with what's good. And to me, one of the most important things is the bar. So I'm going with Geyser Point. I am going with Geyser Point.
Wilderness Lodge.
Wilderness Lodge.
So Wilderness Lodge is off the board. Okay.
You know what? That's a good one, right? It's got a great theme, and the transportation is fun. That boat over to Magic Kingdom.
Well, it's just the bar. He doesn't get the boat.
Oh no, he doesn't even get to use the boat.
No.
Oh wow. Okay, so then you.
It's just the bar.
Just the bar.
It's just the bar on the water, so you can see. It's a
Got
bar. It's a bar on the water.
Right now, it's a
bar
bar
on
on
the
the
water.
water. Okay,
Bar in the water.
Got
But we
it.
don't know where that water is.
I see. Okay, I'm
But it's
sorry.
really good a bar.
It's a good bar.
That is a great escape from Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Midday.
Yeah.
But
So
that's an
next-
interesting use of Wilderness Lodge, especially because lobby is a category. Right. And
That's a banging lobby.
that's a top tier
yeah,
lobby.
top notch.
Damn it.
The totem pole.
That's
So
a top.
because lobby is now off, Wilderness Lodge lobby is off.
No
the
one
table.
can use Wilderness Lodge lobby.
So now Animal Kingdom Lodge lobby has become like the top lobby.
Well, but I'm about to throw a curveball because I'm up next. Okay, with my first pick, I'm gonna go with the lobby of the Grand Floridian.
Ooh.
It is pristine, clean, comfortable, plenty of seating, and at 3:00 starts a piano player. So I love to grab a glass of wine and hang out and listen to that, which is
I think
very
that's
nice.
a great.
That's a
pick.
great choice.
Yes.
That's a great choice. And I think for my first pick, I'm also going to stay on this lobby train.
Okay.
And I'm just going to pick the most epic lobby that exists, which is the Animal Kingdom Lodge.
That's epic.
You know, I think everyone that's been there, there's a real wow factor to that. I honestly don't know if that place would be a deluxe resort without that lobby. And of course, the animals in the back. But
100%.
the transportation
You mean
is
the safari that's there?
Yeah.
The savannah that's there?
well, no, but like if you were paying for location and proximity to the parks, there are off-property resorts where it's faster to get to some of the hotels.
Yeah.
Like it is so far over. It's
Yeah.
so far away from some of the other parks.
So just now, Jico and Sanaa and all that.
I don't
off
get
the,
all.
they're off the table. They're off the table.
Jico's off the table. Boma's off the table. That great little bar that's in
Victoria
between the
Falls.
Victoria Falls bar.
Well, and they have the fire pit right up above there with the rocking chairs. Oh, that's a great place to sit.
Oh yeah, you grab a.
That's
I've
part of
done
the
that.
lobby. That's part of the lobby. So you get that.
I get the rocking chairs and the
and
the fire pit.
Yeah, it's
But do I get the Savannah?
But do you get this? You don't get this.
I don't get the Savannah.
You don't
Okay,
get the
okay, okay.
All right, with your second pick.
Okay, so then with my wraparound pick, I will take another something I will consider a value pick. I'm going to take the location of the Contemporary, where you're right next to Magic Kingdom. You have a monorail, buses everywhere else, but you know, I'm going for Magic with the lobby of Animal Kingdom Lodge and the Contemporary's proximity.
Yeah.
I think that's an elite start.
Yeah.
So I feel good. I feel very good about that. Michael, back to you.
Yeah, that's a great pick. For my second pick, I'm going to do a location and transport situation, and I'm going to go with the boardwalk.
Solid.
Yeah, there's a lot of great stuff about the boardwalk. It has 2 pools, right? Unfortunately, no one's gonna be able to pick those. It has a great bar, the Bellevue Lounge, and
Oh, interesting. Because this is location. Does he get abracadabra and jelly rolls? Because that's kind of like boardwalk adjacent.
I don't think so. No, because
I don't get the Savannah.
you don't get the Savannah.
I don't get the Savannah.
and jelly rolls is like the Savannah.
The boardwalk is the location, not the transportation, not the lobby.
I see that the boardwalk is almost like another, like the actual boardwalk itself is almost like another amenity. That's not like the location is between Epcot and Hollywood Studios. That's on Crescent
But
Lake.
that is a location located near.
He gets an empty boardwalk with nothing on it.
Oh, that is
What?
Then
Yes.
maybe I'll change my pick.
Okay, so maybe you get Abracadabra. That's big. That's big. But yeah.
Well, Bellevue Lounge.
Bellevue Lounge. Oh yeah, you got.
Yeah.
Well, no,
you
because
don't get
Bellevue Lounge would be just a bar. You just take
Oh, it's just a bar. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, maybe Abracadabra is just a bar, too.
I think that's just a bar.
And Jelly Rolls is just a bar.
So actually, if you took the bars of Boardwalk
as your
then
bars.
you get Jelly Rolls, you get Abracadabra, and you get Bellevue Lounge.
I'm starting to second guess your pick if that's what bar means.
Well, I think we've changed it.
like for example, I took Wilderness Lodge. I think I also get Territory Lounge, right?
Well,
I get.
Why did I get Bellevue?
Well, because you just took.
Well,
the
you took Boardwalk for
location.
location.
I took the bars of Wilderness
Oh,
Lodge.
I see.
But you can change your pick because we haven't moved on.
I'm going to change my pick.
You're changing your pick to the bars of Boardwalk.
I'm going to change my pick to the location. No, the bars of Boardwalk.
Bars of Boardwalk.
Boardwalk is elite in a lot of places.
Yes.
But once we establish this new rule,
Then it is elite in the bars.
yeah, it's elite in the bars for sure.
Free company artists go over.
So I need location, and I need. I got
You
two
need a
picks.
lot of stuff.
I need a lot of
You
stuff.
got back to backs, and you still have 5 categories because you've only made 1 pick so far.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the location of the Yacht and Beach Club. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, we are separating Beach Club.
Separate them.
Separate them. So I'm going with the location of Beach Club. And I think I'm also doing someone a favor here because I think Storm Alone Bay is overrated.
Overrated.
Yeah. I don't like it.
I think you're right because it's too much of a. We're not the target market for it, right?
No.
We're all young at heart, but more importantly, our families are small. Our families are just our significant others. We don't have children, and I think if you have a 7-year-old and a 9-year-old that love to swim, Storm Along Bay is perfect.
Perfect.
Right?
Yeah. There's it's a lot of families there now, which is great. Love to see that. And it's hard to get a tube. For the Lazy
Right.
River, the Lazy River's pretty small. Yeah, it's crowded.
Yeah.
They need to put more sand at the bottom.
Yeah.
You really
They're running out of sand.
They're running out of sand.
Feels like
Erosion.
dirty sand.
It's dirty sand.
It's dirty.
Erosion came
Yes.
for Storm Along
Yeah,
Bay.
it's climate change.
Get Greta on that.
Oh, I was going to say Al Gore.
Greta.
Greta is the one we kept bringing up.
Greta.
Greta is our recurring climate change expert.
Yes.
So
Okay, and I kind of wish I'm switching this with my bar. I'm doing this as my bar and Wilderness Lodge as my lobby, but I'm doing Coronado Springs as my lobby.
that's a great lobby.
That's a great lobby.
And I'm taking Grandestino. I'm counting Grandestino.
Yeah, Grandestino. Of course, it's Grandestino Tower. That's where
Yeah.
you check
Oh,
in.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so Grandestino Tower is going to at the Coronado Springs is going to be my lobby there. And I kind of wish though that I took Wilderness Lodge lobby and the Grandestino bars because that 3-bridge bar.
The bar in the middle of the water is great.
That's a great bar.
Yeah.
That's a great bar.
And then there's the bar. There's also a bar right inside, right in the
Yes.
lobby,
Yes,
the
which
lobby-
is beautiful.
lobby
Beautiful
bar.
bar.
Barcelona.
And then the Dahlia Lounge or whatever it's
Yeah,
called.
yep.
That is great. And then now the restaurant up there is Michelin. I think it's like Michelin adjacent.
Oh yeah,
or
it's one
something.
of the. I mean,
The runner-up.
the-
Honorary. Yeah, honorary
The top-
geek.
the top of Coronado is considered one of the like.
Yeah.
If you look up like what's the best restaurant in Disney World, that's coming up on a lot of lists. It's coming up with like that's one of the underrated ones.
Yes, yeah. What's it, Toledo called?
Toledo.
Yeah,
Yes,
Toledo,
thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah,
I was thinking Haleo, but that's the one in Disney Springs.
Yes.
Oh, I want to go to there.
So we just found out, actually, from our sommelier who served us at Victoria and Albert's, that Haleo, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Yeah, is the only place that he could think of at the time on Disney property that actually does some sort of happy hour. And what they do is they do a Wine Wednesday where it's 50% off of bottles.
Wow.
I know. So like $100 bottle, $50
Oh, is this
on
not
Wednesday.
your top tip?
Yeah,
That should have been your top tip.
well, we can add this as another tip, right?
yeah.
Oh, we
You
got
two
time.
tips.
Yeah. Well, and you know, I also don't want to, you know, I don't know. What if they stop doing it? You know, I don't want to send people there because people could listen to this. They're going to listen to it every day of their lives, but then they're, you know, maybe in a year from now.
This episode is timeless. You're right. It's timeless.
It is totally timeless. People might discover it in a year from now. Who knows if it's still a
Yeah.
happy hour? But anyway,
Yeah.
back to the game.
Yeah. Well, you're up, Michael.
Oh,
You're
I
up.
am. Okay.
Yeah, it's your third pick.
Okay. Quick service, restaurant, sit down, and then pool. So I'm...
And location.
And you still have
transportation.
location.
Okay. I think I'm going to do the Polynesian as the...
He wants a monorail, I
Not
think.
restaurant. He's not going restaurant. Oh, wait. Quick odds.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Let's play a little mouse ears real quick.
Draft mouse.
Mouse
Mouse Kings. Mouse Kings. Mouse
Yeah,
Kings.
it's my segment. I know the name of it. I'm gonna say that location is minus 120.
Okay.
And what are you thinking? Restaurant?
I was thinking pool.
Pool?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll give you plus 160.
I'm taking that. I'm taking pool plus 160. I don't think he's going restaurant or quick service for.
I think he's going to location. I think
Yeah.
he wants a monorail.
So it's
Because he doesn't have bar, which would be Trader Sam's and Tambu Lounge.
Right.
He's got bar taken already.
Anyway, I'm not going bar. I'm really torn here, gentlemen. Location, great. Pool, on the other hand, a lot of great experiences at that Polynesian pool.
You know, those cabanas at the quiet pool
Oh,
don't.
fantastic.
And they're free.
Oh,
no.
Whoa,
I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
$50 a day. Or
Yeah,
it
it's-
used to be 75 or 50.
Yeah.
I'm going to go location.
Ah! That's why I put the odds lower, because he said right when it started that he was like, oh, there's 3 monorail, so we're all going to have monorail resorts because there's 3 of us?
Yes. Ugh.
And
He might have showed his hand. That's why I tipped the odds to
Yes.
be where they were.
So
That was
it's
Those were good. That was good odds making, too.
I've been practicing.
So, Michael, what would you explain to us why location
Yeah.
for Poly?
great question. Thanks for asking that, Andrew. Oh man. Anyway, so location at Poly, I think you can't go wrong. You really could walk to Magic Kingdom. And now, I get it, in the heat, maybe you're not going to go all the way and walk to the Grand Floridian and then take the Grand Floridian walkway to the Magic Kingdom. But you could. So let's say the monorail is down. You could walk.
But it's also great. I mean, there are 3 months of the year in Florida where it's not oppressively hot.
Yes. Yeah.
And for someone going on vacation, they may want to be outside every minute of every day.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. It's not the worst thing in the world. And then you do have the monorail. But I think even more importantly, what we haven't talked about yet at all in this episode is that Polynesian beach with the Adirondack chairs and your view of the Magic Kingdom and the fireworks. So I think that counts, right?
Yeah, it does.
As a location.
Yeah, location, yes.
Yeah. So that you really can watch fireworks every night very comfortably. Now you need to get an Adirondack chair at 6 p.m., but you bring your bottle of wine or whatever, your Gatorade, and you could sit there and you can even have your quick service or your snack that you brought or whatever it is and enjoy the evening.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good
Great pick.
Cheers.
2 picks coming to JJ.
2 picks for me. I am going to go for some value here. I was actually so looking forward to taking the Polynesians bars.
Oh.
Because Tambu Lounge plus Trader Sam's, I would have a a kitschy moneymaker with Trader Sam's and then an actual bar.
Yes. And
So I'd have one and one.
Tambu's great.
Tambu is great. I wish it was a little less crowded, with a little less people waiting for Ohana.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm going to grab, as my restaurant, I'll grab Sebastian's for my sit-down restaurant.
I love that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fun.
I like that. I love that for you.
Yeah. So I love Sebastian's. Also, if you're plant-based, they have, you say, oh, we have a plant-based person in the party, and they bring out the vegan sausage and some cauliflower and something else. It's nice, and it's not all veggies. There is a plant-based sausage because my future brother-in-law is not vegan, but he is a vegetarian.
Nice.
And when I went with my in-laws family, we had a platter of vegetarian and a platter of meat,
Very cool.
and it was great. And everyone they gave you enough vegetarian food that even the meat eaters were able to have some of that, because if you want more, you just ask your waiter for more.
Yeah, love that. Love that all you care to eat.
Right.
Yeah.
And I like it's a lot fresher than like going up to a sterno, a warming tray,
Totally.
like a Chef Mickey's. Yeah. Even though I think some places like Boma does a really good job. I love Boma.
Chef
but
Mickey's is trash.
But yeah, places like Chef Mickey's are it's not worth the money. If it was $30 less, I can see it because you get the characters, but someone that values the food more than the characters, it's not for me. But I've never been their target market.
Yeah.
No.
I haven't been their target market since I turned 6.
Since I turned 4.
We ended up microwaving frozen pizzas.
And then I'm gonna grab a
You got the back-to-back here.
my back-to-back.
You dirty dog. Don't do it.
You don't even
Honestly,
know.
I'm running out.
You have no idea.
Don't you do it.
Okay, and to complete my wraparound pick, I'm gonna go with the quick service of Port Orleans, because they actually have a little bit of Creole stuff. They've got some, and I love Louisiana food. I love being down the bayou.
Yeah. And
So
you're getting both. We didn't specify Riverside. And,
right, so I get 2 quick
French
service
Quarter.
locations.
You do.
I get the Riverside and the French Quarter.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
And which means I get beignets.
Beignets.
I get
are
Mickey
great.
beignets.
Yeah.
And can they do alcoholic beignets? No. That's
Wait,
not,
no, that place does put
Infused.
You can get the little it might be Frangelico or something, like hazelnut liqueur.
Interesting.
Pumps in there. Yeah, so
that is a good bar too. We forgot about
I
the
know,
the
and
jazz one. Yeah,
they've got their version of Pat O'Brien's, which is one of the best places in the world.
And they have that Yeehaw Bob.
Oh, that's a nice long bar.
Yeah.
I thought about that, but for some reason my brain just put Port Orleans has the best quick service.
Yeah.
Even though that might be the best bar situation that's remaining.
Fair.
But I'm not fighting against anyone for bars because you guys already use bar.
Right.
Yeah.
And I might have a family I might have a family resort because I'm looking at all of my offerings.
That's true.
That is. Well, all right. I know mine right away, and I'm going pool. I'm going Riviera. Yeah.
Those are 2 good pools.
2 good pools, and I'll tell you, the
They
better.
got a quiet pool and
pool.
yeah,
and they're so close to one another, so switching back and forth would be super easy. But that quiet pool, it's surrounded by shrubbery and more like bushes, nice, fancy Riviera bushes, and you're like transported to the Amalfi Coast. Not that I've ever been to the Amalfi Coast, but I imagine it's like that.
I am shocked that Topolino's Terrace is off the board.
I know, me too. That was gonna be one of my wraparound picks.
Darn it! I don't get that, but I can jump from the balcony into the pool.
Yes, you could plummet to your own death into your pool from Topolino's Terrace, but you don't get it.
No,
You don't get it.
I just think that out of the remaining restaurants, I'm sorry, let's start with that.
Remaining pools.
Remaining pools, that is the best.
All right. So I'm up. I might have to go.
I just looked at this and I just realized it's all gonna fall apart for me.
This all falls apart for you. Yeah. All right. With my fourth pick, my fourth and fifth pick, I'm going Saratoga Springs Pool because I don't know if you guys noticed, Saratoga Springs has the largest slide in, well, at least in DVC. But I think that also counts any resort that DVC is in.
They have like 3 pools, right?
And they have so many pools.
Yeah.
And so I'm getting all those pools.
You get all those pools.
And 2 of those pools are feature pools.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a big thing too, is that, with all these other resorts, they come with 1 feature pool. Mine comes with 2. And then, many quiet pools.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think that's my own undoing. I think you know Saratoga Springs. Is that not your home resort?
that is my home resort. Yes. We've only stayed there once, but it's my home. Yeah, definitely my home resort.
And it's better than you thought it was going to be, right?
Oh my God, yeah. No, I actually really like it. I like the location of it too. That could be a sleeper location.
For sure. Walk into Disney Springs.
Yeah, walk to Disney Springs. You actually get a boat too.
Boat to Disney Springs, yeah.
The boat to Disney Springs is fun. I've stayed at Old Key West, and I've taken the boat to Disney Springs before. It's great.
And I've walked from Saratoga Springs to Old Key West, and it's a nice little walk along the golf course there. So, for my fifth pick, I'm taking the Yachtsman for the restaurant.
Yeah, that's the move.
That's
the move. That's the best restaurant left on the board for sure.
Absolutely. Definitely. So, Yacht Club Resort for the restaurant, Yachtsman. And I think that kind of speaks for itself. So, Michael?
Oh, I'm up?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's all you.
Oh, man. I have quick service and restaurant left for those keeping score at home. And you can tell I picked, for those who listen to this in a year from now or every day for the rest of their lives.
When you do your daily listen to this podcast.
The Timeless Podcast. I actually don't know any of these resorts that are left. And I don't know what that says about me, but they're all the budget resorts.
No, Old Key West.
And Old Key West.
It's moderate.
Well,
actually, I think Old Key
deluxe.
West is technically deluxe, but it's on the. It's one of the cheaper deluxes if it's deluxe.
It's a villa. It's a villa.
It's DVC.
It's moderate.
It's DVC. It's the OG DVC.
It is I know it's the OG DVC. Have I ever been there? I have not. I can't.
They do have a good restaurant, Olivia's.
Oh, so that's Olivia's, the French.
And the bar, the Gurgling Suitcase, is fun.
Oh,
The bar is very fun.
All right,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
all right.
That has license plates from all around the country, different patches up. That's fun.
And
it taught me a really fun morning drink.
We should check it out.
Sultry Seahorse.
Yeah.
I do love a good seahorse.
It does not exist on a menu anymore, but it's really good.
A little squid ink, little seahorse. You're having a great meal.
All right, so what are you going with?
So I'm going to go ahead and pick Olivia's at Old Key West. It's a classic. It's been, a staple for the DVC community for years.
Yeah, I think that might be the best restaurant left is Old Key West.
Dedicated fan base there.
Yep, squid ink.
Definitely. Yeah.
Squid ink. Squid ink martini.
Okay,
Order it next time you go there.
Yeah, please do.
So good.
Old misdirect. Okay, so it's my last 2 picks.
Yes, your last 2 picks.
So I've got a bar and a pool. For the pool, I'm going to go with Art of Animation because they have multiple pools.
Yep.
Which I don't think the All-Stars all have multiple pools. But what I do like about the Art of Animation pool is is the Cars Land pool a quiet pool? Or is it just naturally more quiet because all the kids go to the Nemo pool?
Well, all the kids go to Nemo pool because when you go underwater, they plays music. So it plays music. You can hear music underwater.
Right.
Right.
Under the sea.
So maybe it's not a Nemo pool. It's a
Little Mermaid?
But
pool.
they have both.
But they have multiple pools.
There's Flounder, Nemo.
And there's a Cars Land pool, too.
But it's hot.
Don't worry about it.
Desert heat.
We're getting to the end, and I thought that was a valued pick.
Which pool bar, since you already have a pool with a pool bar, what pool bar are you going with here?
Yeah, I don't think any of the other places have proper bars.
None of them have a proper bar, no. Emily and I tried to. We did a bar crawl of the Skyliner, and we went Pop Century, and that didn't have a bar, and neither
Just
did
a pool bar, right?
Just a pool bar.
Sounds terrible.
I'm actually gonna go with the only bar of these that I've ever been to, which is the All-Star Sports Resort pool bar, because it's right next to the lobby. It's pretty centrally located. It's not a far move. They have Adirondack chairs around it. It's one of, if not the nicest part of All-Star Sports. All-Star Sports does also have 2 pools, but not heavily themed. There's a pool in the baseball area and a pool right when you leave the lobby. There's a pool by like the surf area and something else.
Giant footballs.
And a giant football field in between, yeah, with giant footballs and giant sports stuff because we love sports.
Love sports.
All right, so Michael, you have a quick service left. What is your quick service?
Oof. Well, I've been thinking about this all night, let me tell you. I'm going to go with Disney's Pop Century quick service. What a gem.
It actually is pretty good. It's not bad.
Here's the thing. It's quick service.
Yeah.
The bar is pretty low, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So, and that brings me to mine. I'm going with there's only All-Star Movies Resort and All-Star Music Resort for quick service, and I think they're essentially the same thing. I don't think there's any difference between these 2 quick service locations. So
I think they're identical. I think it's the standard theme park fare, and then they also have like an in-house, like, it's not Domino's, but it's like, fake pizza that's like fun to grab a pie of.
yeah. So I'm going with All-Star Movies just because I really like movies. There we go.
There you go.
And I like
choice.
I mean, it's Disney World, and Disney they make movies.
They make movies.
So is it a fact that All-Star Music is then the worst resort on property?
I think that's what we've done.
Might be. It could be. Actually, I think sports probably is.
Calm down, Rover. I was only kidding.
Sports might be.
Yeah.
Sports might be. Sports consistently, when you price out a trip and you're like, well, where's the cheapest place to stay?
It's sports.
Sports always comes up. But
right. So JJ, read us out our fantasy hotels.
all right there. Okay, so I'm going to start with mine, the best one, and you can vote and decide who had the best draft by commenting and writing us at ReedyGeeks on all social media platforms.
Right.
I'm going to say my resort is the best, and I have the location and transportation of the Contemporary, the lobby of Animal Kingdom Lodge, the bar of All-Star Sports Resort.
God.
Hey.
It quickly collapsed.
The quick service of Port Orleans Resort.
Yeah, okay.
The restaurant of Caribbean Beach Resort, which is Sebastian's, and the pool of the Art of Animation Resort, which is probably the best pool of the value resorts. Yeah.
You have a very good family focused.
Oh yeah,
family friendly.
This is a family environment. This is. We are not my resort's target demographic.
No.
But maybe I am the listener's target demographic.
There you go. And Disney is a family, place.
It's supposed to be for families.
Yeah.
We're stealing it from them.
Childless millennial with,
Michael, why don't you walk us through your fantasy hotel resort?
And it is a fantasy. Every day I think about this. Wake up and wish that they would.
Wish that we could cut that out.
Every day I wake up and wish I could cut that out.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew. I'm going to go through mine now, which I think, JJ, is the best combination. And we're going to start with our location being at the Polynesian. What's better than that beach there and that view of the castle fighting with the trees?
You also get the monorail and the boats.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we do. And then our lobby is just wonderful. Grand Floridian.
Very classy.
Victorian age, comfortable couches, piano player, setting the mood. Also, the flower arrangements. Shout out to the flowers.
Oh, and they do the gingerbread houses and
get all that.
Oh, yeah, holidays.
Easter.
The Easter eggs. Yeah. And I do love the tile murals of the Beauty and the Beast characters.
Oh, yeah.
Miss Teapot, what's her name?
Mrs. Potts.
Yeah, Mrs. Potts, that's it. All right. And then moving right on to the bar, we have the bars of the boardwalk all night.
That's a great pick.
You got the dance hall. You got
Atlantic Dance Hall.
I mean, that's you can't go wrong with the dance
Michael,
hall.
how many nights have we found ourselves dancing in the Atlantic dance, just dancing our feelings away?
Sometimes you have to dance it out. Yeah. And that's open late, 1 a.m.
It is.
2
yeah,
a.m.
It's open late.
And you got jelly rolls, 2 a.m. You got abracadabra, go on. And then we're going to get the cake shop. Yeah. I bet you they have a bar.
That's going to have some type of like nice champagne or wine.
Something like that. All right, our quick service, Pop Century Resort.
Moving right along.
Yep. Restaurant is Old Key West. Olivia's is such a staple in your Disney trip when you go next time. Then for pool, we're closing things up with the Riviera and that beautiful, quiet pool like you're on the Amalfi Coast. Wonderful.
You have a very classy resort.
Well, I'm sorry to say that you're all wrong and that your resorts suck compared to my resorts. My resort has Disney's Beach Club location. So let's think about that for a moment.
That's pretty good.
Get the 6th best ride on Disney World property, which is the Skyliner.
We're also running out of time.
You get boat transportation, but then you can also walk to Epcot and you can walk to Hollywood Studios, right? I love that.
That's great.
I love that. The lobby is Coronado Springs Resort, the Gran Destino Tower. That is a great lobby.
Beautiful lobby.
Beautiful lobby. It's huge. It's got 2 floors. It's got a great bar in it, but
You don't get that bar.
I don't get that bar.
I get the bar. Bar's up
But
there.
you know what? Do I get the bar back, like the look of the bar?
Get the look.
You get the facade, but no actual bar.
No
and
liquor,
there's no
people
drinks.
serving.
No.
Okay.
There's not even a bar. But
You get that little background.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
background.
lobby seating, beautiful lobby
Yes,
seating. Great.
beautiful
Very
lobby.
comfortable. A lot of places to sit.
Huge windows.
Huge windows. Floor to ceiling.
So, speaking of bars, I get the Wilderness Lodge bars.
Wow.
Which is really good. Territory Lounge has some great bourbons.
Great.
I love my whiskey and bourbons. I also get Geyser Points. Okay, Geyser Point, and that is a nice bar with open air outside on the lake. It's a great to look at. It's got couch seating. The actual bar is a 2-sided bar, so there's tons of bar space.
Arguably one of the best bars at Disney World.
I love it.
It's a hidden gem. It's a great escape, although you're not buying.
You're not taking the boat.
You're not buying. You don't take the boat from the Magic Kingdom to there for a great
But
escape.
but I have the location of Beach Club, so think about it on Crescent Lake.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
I can see that.
Yeah, very nice.
That's very nice.
Okay, so for my quick service is All Star Movies. Listen, All Stars quick service, they get the job done. You know, that's all they got there.
One might say they're all stars at it.
They are. My restaurant is going to be. I'm taking the restaurants of the yacht club, and so that is
You get the Yachtsman.
Yeah, got the Yachtsman. But I think I also get the
Ale and Compass.
Ale and Compass. Yeah, sit down.
Is that a sit down?
yeah,
yeah.
not
Oh,
the
yeah.
lounge, not the
Not the bar.
Not
Well,
the
the bar
bar.
you can't sit down in, but they just do the Ale and Compass restaurant.
Yeah, restaurant, which is a great restaurant as well.
Yeah.
And I think one of the hidden gems of Walt Disney World property in general is Saratoga Springs pools. That has great pools there.
And sheer volume. You get 2 feature pools and
I think 3 quiet pools.
Yeah, this is a good amount of pools.
Yeah, good amount of pools. Good amount of pools. I mean, it's a huge resort.
it is
It's absolutely,
tremendous. It is tremendous.
sprawling, so, yeah. So when you guys go on to, this is our listeners, when you go on to our socials or email us at ReedyGeeks@gmail.com, make sure to put in the subject line, Andrew's resort
Best.
is the best resort.
All right. That's another episode of Reedy Geeks. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe to Reedy Geeks wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure to follow us on all social media platforms. We are at Reedy Geeks, and we'll see you again real soon.
TTFN, ta-ta for now.
This week's Honest Send-Off comes courtesy of Tigger from the 100 Acre Woods. If you have an honest send-off that you want played at the end of one of our episodes, please submit an audio clip to us via our email address, reedygeeks@gmail.com. ReedyGeeks, a Walt Disney World podcast, is hosted and executive produced by Andrew Shopey, Sean Murphy, and JJ Hefner. Music and audio engineering by JJ Hefner.
Bon voyage.